What is up? Welcome to a Turkey Day edition, a Thanksgiving edition of your daily Buckeye Blitz. It must be Thursday, November 24th, 2022. As always, I am your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you on your special holiday. Hope everybody's having a good one, gathered around with family, maybe not yet, or maybe after, whatever. Just wanted to bring you a nice holiday edition. I hope you have a lot to be thankful for, and I know I certainly do, especially when it comes to this Ohio State-Michigan rivalry. That documentary the HBO did years ago called The Rivalry about the Ohio State-Michigan game. I basically lived most of that documentary. So I'm 50 years old. I turned 50 back in April. And I was born in 1972 in Northwest Ohio, grew up in Tiffin, Ohio. So being a Buckeye fan through the 70s, 80s, 90s, through the 2000s to now, this is always like the week that you live for. This is like where we really thrive as Buckeye fans, right? This is like everything. The crazy part is it's one of those things where you get so excited for it, but you have no idea what the outcome is going to be. It's usually a close game. It's rarely a blowout. And it's super intense. Whether you got family or friends that are Michigan fans, I think we all grew up, at least in Northwest Ohio, there's almost a 50-50 mix back in the 80s, at least, of Ohio State and Michigan fans, and especially through the 90s. Cooper kept those Michigan fans plentiful in Northwest Ohio with his terrible record. But just wanted to talk to you about what my experiences have been, what I remember from the 80s really up till now. 1987, I remember they fire Earl Bruce, the president of Ohio State University, fires Earl. The AD quits. In response, they fire him the Monday before the Michigan game. Can you fucking believe that? How things have changed. That's football coaches have much more power now. You won't see that happening again, I don't think. So they fire Earl the Monday before. The band comes to his house. They play Carmen, Ohio and stuff, and he's out there singing with them, tears in his eyes, of course. And then for the game, I just remember everybody was just lit. I remember the white headbands with everybody wrote the word Earl on the front. So if you remember back then, Jim McMahon was the quarterback at the Chicago Bears, and he was wearing these white headbands. And he was getting in trouble with the commissioner, I think, at the time, Pete Rozelle. And so we started writing Rozelle, the commissioner's name, on these big white headbands so everybody could see it when he was on the sideline. And so the Buckeyes took that concept and spun it, in a more positive direction, I guess you could say, and it supported their coach, who was unjustly fired, in my opinion. So I really remember that. Buckeyes won and they carried Earl off. That was beautiful. That was awesome. Of course, you remember the bad times too. The Desmond Howard Heisman pose when he scored a touchdown. We got crushed in that game. That was not a good one. Was it 98? One of Cooper's few wins. Joe Germain had a big day. David Boston versus Charles Woodson. Boston had a big day. The fight. Those are those videos they still use to this day in the hyped videos and stuff like that. So I remember that. They went out to the Rose Bowl. The Buckeyes did that January 1st and beat Arizona State. Then Cooper gets let go. They bring in Jim Tressel, Youngstown State coach, and not really a big name or anything. And he gives his, that was 2001. He gives his 310 days speech. I can assure you will be proud of of your team, our young people in the classroom, on the field, and was it classroom, community, and most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan on the football field. Yeah, that was awesome. 2006, I was at Heinegate back when that was a thing, for the 2006 1-2 Ohio State, Michigan. Of course, Bo Schembechler died the night before. And the Buckeyes came back. Oh man, that was an insane game. Troy Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, has a huge day. 4 touchdowns, I think. Beanie Wells had 2 long runs. Ted Ginn went off. Yeah, of course, we go on to the national title game, but crazy. I can't believe that was 16 years ago. 2011, Luke Fickell year. Of course, I think that was a Brady Hoke year for Michigan. And shortly after the loss, they bring in Urban Meyer. Go 12-0 his first year in 2012. No bowl game, but did beat Michigan. 2013, Tyvis gets the INT in the end zone when Michigan goes for 2. That was Brady Hoke as the coach too. I'm just kind of rambling. I'm just coming up with just the years and the plays. Like I said, it's always a tight one, you know. Still can't believe Michigan went for 2 there. I'm kind of surprised. At home, seems like you would have gone to play for overtime, but anyways, 2014, obviously on the way to the national championship. JT broke his ankle in the 4th quarter. And bring in Cardale, of course. That's after JT had to play the whole season in lieu of Braxton after he was injured in camp, you know. 2016, Buckeyes rallied. Curtis Samuel in I think it was double overtime. The other clips that they show you, Curtis Samuel stretching out his arms, running into the end zone. That was awesome. Oh man, so many good moments. Oh yeah, was it 2018 or 2017 was Dwayne Haskins. He had to come in. Was that 2016 or 17? Anyways, yeah, Haskins comes in, leads the comeback. Buckeyes win. 2018, Herb's last year, they crushed Michigan. That was the 56-27 game. That was in Ann Arbor too. Love that. And then let's see, 2019 would have been Justin Fields, right? So yeah, Fields had 4 touchdowns. You remember him getting knocked out of the game, comes back in, rolls out, spins, fires a dime to Garrett Wilson in the back of the end zone. I think that was like 2nd quarter. God, Fields was good. And J.K. Dobbins went off. He had 211. Was that the game? I think that was the game that Aiden Hutchinson was a freshman. He untied J.K. Dobbins' shoe, like first series of the game. It might have been first play, a running play. They tackled Dobbins for a short gain. He unties his freaking shoe and gets a penalty. Idiot. God, I always do shit. Michigan does the weirdest shit, man. Tell you. Anyways, 2020, of course, somebody didn't show up to Columbus for the game. So this will be the first time in the shoe since 2018 for this game. So I can't wait. I feel really, really, really confident. And that might be scary. I might do a 180 tomorrow on Friday and be shitting my pants. But right now, I think the defense will win this game. I think J.J. McCarthy is not an experienced enough quarterback to be ready for this defense. And the offense is going to do what it does. I know the Michigan defense is supposed to be good, but who have they played? Maryland gave them all they could handle. So I'll give you my 5 keys tomorrow morning, and we'll get you fired up. All right. I will talk to you later. Go Bucks.